Hey everyone, Sanjay here from Contra Podcast, and welcome back to our series. We were talking about Bill Gates, and if you haven't watched the part 1 of this video, I'll just link it over here. Make sure you guys watch it. And if you haven't watched that yet, I hope this video will be about Microsoft completely. It doesn't have any history about Bill Gates. So if you want to know how did he develop the skill of programming, how did he develop an interest on computers, make sure you guys watch that particular video. And yeah, let's get started. The first break as Microsoft.
In my case, I'd say my best business decisions really have to do with picking people. When I started Microsoft, I didn't think of it as all that risky. I mean, I was so excited about what we were doing. It's true I could have gone bankrupt, but you know, I had a set of skills that were highly employable, and in fact, my parents were still willing to let me go back to Harvard and finish my education if I wanted to.
Is the place, all the struggle, never lose, our chart account. When it hurts, no excuse, cause my goal is huge. Just lose.
So the first break for revolutionizing the computer industry, for creating history. So it was laid on 4th April 1975. Microsoft was started in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So when they just started, Bill Gates was so happy, and at the same time he had tons of trust, and he trusted his friend Alan a lot. I mean, Paul Allen a lot. You know, the lesson that we can learn from this particular event is if you have someone who is totally committed, if you can trust someone, if you have great friends, you have a great strength in your life. Here's Bill Gates explaining about that particular event.
In my case, I'd say my best business decisions really have to do with picking people. You know, deciding to go into partnership with Paul Allen is probably at the top of the list. And then subsequently hiring a friend, Steve Ballmer. And having somebody who you totally trust, who's totally committed, who shares your vision and yet has a little bit different set of skills, and also acts as a check on you. You know, some of the ideas you come up with, you run by them because you know they're going to say, hey, wait a minute, you know, have you thought about this and that? And just, you know, the benefit of sparking off of somebody who's got that kind of brilliance, it's not only made it fun, but it's really led to a lot of the success. So picking a partner is crucial.
So when you just start a company like Microsoft, which is a pioneer or which is something completely unique at that particular era, in 1975, if someone would ask you, are you gonna start a software company? Probably people would have thought that it's not really possible. No one's gonna use computers. Why should we start a computer business? So that too, a software business. Hardware was quite popular, but why a software? So it was quite really hard, but Bill Gates really took his leadership to another level. So he had lots of responsibility, and the MITs, I mean MITs. So they just used to program for that particular computers, the Altair computers, and Bill Gates personally would review each and every line for 5 complete. I mean, for the beginning 5 years when they just started, he would review every line of code that his company would write. So that was a great part of hard work that he had, and I mean that is the reason why he is there over today. So he just had put lots of work in that particular initial stages, and here's something that Bill Gates saying about starting a company. To be true, starting a company isn't that hard. So Bill Gates gonna tell you how you can do that.
Starting out at a small scale again, you know, it's got a certain attraction to it. But you know, I think it's interesting. Our business is not one where money makes that much difference at all. You know, in fact, somebody was saying to me recently that, you know, Microsoft has such a strong position in our business, and I was saying, hey, if you took 30 of the top people and drafted them over to the other team, the score would change very, very quickly. First of all, not only would the 30 go, the people who like working with the 30 would go with them. And so that there's not some asset there. It's, all the products are going to be obsolete very, very rapidly. It's the people and their sense of how to do things and their enjoyment and working with each other. And, it'd be a shame to give that up. But, starting another company like that again, I'd have a blast doing it.
So, as Bill Gates said, people are very important in a company. So, Bill Gates understood that when he just started a company. And the next thing that they got after 5 years of this hard work, the great company IBM, one of the great computer company. So, they just came to Microsoft and they just said, we need a software, to run our PCs. So they have designed their own computer, and now it's time for Microsoft to design an operating system. Until then, there was no such thing called as operating system. Until then, until Windows really started, there was no such thing called as operating system. They just had something called as BASIC. So Microsoft just announced that, just said to IBM that, okay, we'll just design a software just for you, and we'll call it as 86-DOS. So that is an operating system that your computers will be running on, and an operating system is nothing but it's a software that is used to operate your computers. So it's quite simple as that. So it is used, but at that particular time, Bill Gates didn't program his first operating system. The first operating system for IBM, it is 86-DOS and MS-DOS. So what they did was they just bought a software from someone else, and they just sold it and they just named it. They got the license and they just changed everything as MS-DOS, and they sold it for IBM. But the one more thing that he really insisted a lot is they didn't give licensing to IBM. I'll talk about this later, but he didn't give the license rights to IBM. And what really happened next was Bill Gates, Microsoft, all that really started growing up a lot. And sadly, at 1983, Paul Allen was diagnosed by cancer, and he just got retired from Microsoft, and he just withdrew his formal business partnership. But after that, until Paul Allen died, he died recently in 2000s. So until Paul Allen was really alive, he was a great friend for Bill Gates. There's a saying that if you just make your friends as partners, it's likely to be that he'll be an enemy soon, just because partnership with your friends doesn't really work. It's so horrible, but it really works. One of the great example is Microsoft. So after that, what really happened was Microsoft just started scaling up a lot, and they just scaled really awesome. It's really awesome today. Why is because if you just think that computer without Windows, how would that really feel like? It would feel really horrible, right? If someone would tell you that you could use a BASIC, you should type a comment saying that to open a folder you just have to type something. So that would be really horrible. I have used BASICs when I was a kid. Probably when I was 3rd grade or 4th grade, I used to do that in my computer lab, in my school. So today Microsoft is really a huge company. It's the richest tech company out there. It's not even Apple, it's Microsoft. Why is because they have tons of products. It might be Windows, it might be LinkedIn, Skype, Xbox, it might be Microsoft Office, Microsoft Visual Studios, everything. So Bing, Hotmail, and MSN, all that is what really makes Microsoft a huge company. And every enterprise, every home, every office that you take, it has these two softwares, right? Windows and Microsoft Office. Without that, plenty of Office won't even make enough money. So how did this really happen? How did this person called as Bill Gates just increase his empire? And it is somewhere around 55 years that he has started his company. For probably 2020, if you are watching this, it's 55 years that Microsoft have started. So even today, it's completely undisputed. No one have ever bet it. It's completely pure dominance in the tech industry, in the OS industry. Probably Apple iOS is really great for some people. I'm not iOS user, that is completely different. But if you just go buy a computer, I'm pretty sure that you'll install Windows on that particular computer. How did this really happen? It happened because of Bill Gates' leadership, and let's talk about leadership a lot in my next episode. And stay tuned for that particular episode. I'll be releasing tomorrow. I'll be releasing that particular episode tomorrow. Until then, it's me signing off. Thank you.